All right, what's up, everybody? What's today? Today's Friday. Friday! We're gonna play some
Happy
Dungeons
Friday.
and Dragons. Your sound is echoing. Tonight we're gonna be doing some Jungles of Chult, which is a homebrew-ish. I'm still using bits and pieces of Tomb of Annihilation, but this takes place about a year or more after the Tomb of Annihilation. And so there is no death curse because some brave adventurers did that already and took care of that. Now we have the aftermath of what's left in the jungles. And how are the players tonight? How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm alive.
Just peachy.
Doing good.
I'm good.
Ready to sling some dice.
Also, Caesar, if you notice in my Discord, you get to choose two
Oh, you know they're
dungeons.
both coming in.
Clar times two. Is that what it is? Nice. So when we left off last week, you guys were arrived at Mesro, and I think your tokens are on a map. There's a button you can push, takes you to the map.
Oh
But
yeah,
I'm
oh
already
yeah.
looking at it.
DM can stuff it in your face for you.
Looks like a
Uh,
fish market.
yeah, it sort of is kind of a fish market. This is the little supply area for the Flaming Fists in this little region. You can see all their tents are all spread about, so there's a good contingent of Flaming Fists here. And you guys met one of the Flaming Fists. His name is Elazar. That's kind of where we left off last week. Was you guys getting to this point in Mesro? Let me show you a map of stuff, and then not that button, but I guess I have to go since I'm such a map guy. I have to go this way. No, that way. There it is. Here it is. Mesro map. So you remember you guys came from that direction, and you arrived over on the shoreline over here, and you're like, hey, there's a boat over here, and so you kind of made your way out to this corner here, and then you realized there was a guy up in the tower here, a flaming fist dude, and you pretty much kind of him to take you on a little boat ride, and you made your way up inside the city and then around to the beach over here, and now you've traveled up into the north west corner. Yeah. So let's do some character introductions real quick. Why don't we start off tonight with Sven playing Elazar? Get us on the roll.
I am Spencer. I am playing Eleazar, who is a half elf who became a member of Flaming Fist, lived here in Chult, and when they came and started setting up places, he signed up. He's been doing that for about 5 to 7 years, and decided to move on. He's progressed up to the equivalent of an NCO, a sergeant, He's ready to move on and try something new and exciting. Keeps seeing these adventurers come in with all these great treasures. So he has talked to Smedley and crew and is trying to join up with them.
Well, what about Jingo the Fool, who's playing Smedley? What's he up to?
That's me, Jingo. Smedley is a scholar and a hunter who had been always been fascinated with the jungle. And so at the first opportunity to go and actually experience the jungle, he jumped on it. Much to his disappointment, it's not the great untamed wilderness that he thought it was, having been mostly claimed by a dubious mercenary outfit by the name of the Flaming Fist, who I don't care for very much. Um, but here I am experiencing the jungle.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle. And Gorgio, what about Clar?
In the jungle. So Clawler is a little Kinku rogue. He came over from Faerun with a group of adventurers. One of them was his master, that raised him as a little hatchling. And for some weird reason, they kind of are no longer around. And he was kind of walking around the jungle by himself for about a year, kind of hanging out with the dinosaurs and keeping away from people. And then he happened upon the bunch of this group, and he decided to travel with them. And he's a nice little rogue who throws pink daggers that disappear when they hit.
Pink, neon pink, like 80s daggers. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And they don't leave any marks when they hit.
that is correct.
Like ice.
Well, ice still cuts them. These don't. It's all
Oh, it
psychic
doesn't.
damage on their head.
Oh, that's true. Well, the psychic actually gives them wounds, though. Slice. You mentally get a wound. I don't know. It's D&D, so
Maybe you
your
bleed out of your
imagination.
ears.
But
Make me bleed my own blood.
Remedy's Robin, she's playing Paige.
I am playing Paige. She's a fire genasi. She was raised at Candlekeep by the monks and the wizards. She is a wizard. She was sent here by the Candlekeep staff, whatever you want to call them, in search of treasure, preferably books, to bring back to Candlekeep and add to the archives.
Nice. And I will be botting Matakiri's character, Juku, who is a Tortol. He's a cleric of Uptau, which is the former creator of Chult. So abandoned his Chultan children. But there's still old races in Chult that still venerate Uptau, including Tortals. So we don't know where Matakiri's at, but he'll get here. I think he's bringing his daughter back from college, so he had like an 8-hour drive today, and a 2-hour stop and stuff. So I don't know. So what is it that you guys want to do now that you're in Mesro? A little bit of civilization, anyways. Like they actually have showers set up.
So we just met Elizor or Elizor. How do you say that?
Eleazar.
Eleazar. So Clara will walk up to him really quick. We'll like kind of look him over, and we'll put his hand on his shoulder, and like in a female voice say, "Don't breathe on my friends," and then we'll walk away.
That's what I said. He's copying me.
Was Clar was with the other members of the party, right?
Yes.
Oh, you're one of those Kenku guys, right? Very exciting.
Bird.
I've met one of you before. Very cool. I understand that you can't actually speak unless you're mimicking somebody. That's very neat.
Stupid bird.
So,
And put his head down.
as you're watching this Kinku, you see like on his belt, there's a torn up like sack. It's all shredded, and it starts wiggling. And out of the sack, first you see a bowler hat pop out. Then you see big ears and a hairy face pop out. And out pops a monkey. And as he stands up, you notice he doesn't have pants on, and he has defecated in both hands. And this is some steamy, chilly, smelly, gooey stuff. And he does a backflip and just kind of smacks both hands on Clar's face. Spoof! The poop goes all over down his beak, and he says, "Don't breathe on me." And he jumps back in the bag and disappears. As we now know, Clyde, the Poosling monkey, can talk.
I
Yay!
think this is the first time he's ever talked.
Yeah, but he mimics other people, so he's a
So
mimicking poo-slinging monkey.
you'll see Clawler take some of the poo and kind of rub it into his fur, and then take out a couple of vials from his bag and stick some of the poo in the vials
Gross.
and go, peanut butter, in like a deep voice.
It's like a chipotle peanut butter today.
Yes,
A little spicy.
a little
A little
crunchy.
Spicy and nutty.
Sven, if you also noticed, there are a couple of little tidbits on your character sheet that weren't on there before, so you have to find them.
I did see one. Yes. I'm very happy about those.
There's actually three tidbits.
3. You have 3 tidbits? Most people
Yeah.
only have 2.
Yeah, well, he's from the south. You know how things go down there. You can end up with three.
I don't know why it
I
took
was
me
born
so
in
long to
Chult,
get that.
so
Yeah, that is pretty south.
we have strange mutations here.
Oh, looky who made it. The long drive. Matakuri. What's up, man? Did you get a nap
What's
in?
up?
Hey,
No, I
Right?
just got back a little bit ago.
You look pretty
Go to
tired, actually.
11 hours of driving.
you look tired, sir.
Go to sleep.
Yeah, I should. This is more
Yeah, but
fun.
this is Dungeons and Dragons. It trumps sleep often. It
I
does.
don't know about all that.
I like sleep.
Sleep is overrated.
Sleep is awesome.
Sven, I officially
I
have
may fall
made
asleep
multiple.
mid-session, so
Yeah, this is true. This is true. That's okay, because I have sounds to wake you up. Like one of my favorite all times. What's that
Nice.
from?
Snake.
Anybody? Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid.
Snake Plissken.
Snake.
Not Snake Plissken, but Solid Snake.
Solid snake.
All right. So you guys do have Azaka as well. She's kind of hanging out, minding her own little business, trying to stay out of the way. She's in here too, and let's just call it mid-afternoon when you guys get here. Um, what is it that you want to do? Elazar seems to kind of work here, but he's like, he's got a spot. I heard you got someone killed yesterday. No,
What are you looking to defect from the fist?
Oh no, I'm not defecting. I'm retiring. It's totally legal. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ah, I see. And you're sure you're retiring? And I'll look around at all the other flaming fist trappings everywhere. Kind of disdainful look on my face.
Oh yes, I've done my time. I actually have served for 3 years longer than required, and but I'm ready to go out and be like you guys and explore the jungles and make some riches. Uh, get some stories to tell my family. You know.
Well,
Are
do you
you
want to be like us guys or do you want to make some riches? Because we're not rich yet.
That looks like I joined just in time.
just in time.
Well then. Um I'm willing to accept you, but it is not up to me. My companions all have a say in it. You will have to convince them.
I poke him on the
Consent.
chest.
Whoa.
Consent is important.
The digital DM. What's up, Dave? Cheering 1,100 biddies. What's up, buddy? How you doing? I will sleep when I die. That's what I say. Which could be tomorrow. So play D&D now. Play D&D now. Yeah. So Azaka, she says, as she hears part of this conversation, she says, "My deal was with a dead fellow. I suppose if you follow along, I will guide you as well." What does anyone else say?
Nice to meet you, Zaka.
Somebody's at my
I'm
door. One
Eleazar.
moment.
You might have heard of
I'm
Azaka.
Sergeant. I'm Eleazar. I guess I'm not sergeant. Won't be a sergeant for long, at least. A few more hours, at least. But nice to meet you. So you're not part of this adventuring group. You're one of those the guides, huh?
Yes, I guide these folks into danger, apparently, because they keep seeking it.
Well, it looks like you're doing a pretty good job so far. I heard a story about these two tabaxi who were leading this other party around and almost got eaten by T-Rexes and came running back into town. So far, it looks like you're doing a good job.
What's a T-Rex?
A big
The big
dinosaur.
giant dinosaurs, little
When you
tiny
say
arms.
when you say that, Clawler will mimic a T-Rex sound.
I think we actually have that, don't we? Is
Big lizard.
that a chat trigger? When there it is, Mr. Chat Trigger himself.
Yes, Clawler will make that sound.
A little lower pitch though, not so deep.
Yeah.
Have any reverb? So, Juku, what's your opinion of soon to be former Flaming Fist joining up with you guys?
Juku doesn't care, um, as long as he's willing to do his share of the cooking.
Juku, not care as long as you two share cooking. I don't know why he talks like a sidekick of the Lone Ranger. I don't know. Maybe it's from Deadlands last night. Could be. Could be. I don't know. So do you guys bring on this character under your fold? Paige, what's her attitude?
You can say
What's she
no, and
say?
I can roll up another one.
Right? Right? We'll just go, "Hey, look, new token. This is Bob. He used to be a guard in Chult, but now he's out here."
Are you wearing Flaming Fist livery right now?
Right now, yes.
Yeah, he
So you're
usually
not retired yet.
No, I've been talking to my commander about it, but I just I don't want to go wandering out into the jungle alone. I'm at least that smart, so I wanted to make sure that I had a nice, strong adventuring group like yourselves, and that way uh, I would have someone to go with.
Smart
Lend
move.
my morning star too. But I can be ready in about 2 hours when my shift is over, and I have a couple canoes. So if you guys need some way to travel across this water, I have those available as well.
He comes with stuff. So
you can
I don't hear
also,
anybody objecting.
since you're the supply sergeant, you can also requisition some sleeping quarters for them tonight if you want. Your last official act, you can sign them in and give them some sleeping quarters, then retire. Move your stuff out of the barracks into the sleeping quarters because they're a little bit nicer. The sleeping quarters for visiting dignitaries is a building actually over here. It's like
Paige, you would notice that he's wearing a neck chain that is magical.
Ooh, I like magic things.
Is it shiny?
I don't. I keep clicking on the image and it won't show me. So
oh, that's up to the DM to do, I suppose, right? He has to share the image.
it's a baby messy fresh.
So
It
we're
Midget.
is
talking
indeed, sorry.
we're talking about your necklace you got. Wow, I've never even seen what it
Yes,
looks like.
it says it has an image, but it won't let me open it. So I
Yeah,
don't even know
but
what it looks like.
Looks like a
yeah,
torque.
I don't know what it looks like. It looks like it's gonna be sweaty and like, ooh, like in the jungle, like bugs will get underneath of it. He's like, "Ah."
Yeah, he bends it out a little bit so it's a little loose. Hangs. Doesn't quite touch his skin all the time.
It doesn't look comfortable at all. It does kind of look Chultan though. I give it that. Not that it's a Chultan magical item, but all right. So you guys get this building. So it's uh, single beds spread around the room with little dividers separating them. There's a hearth in here, and then this tent here, right here, is showers that are heated by blister bags of water up on the roof. So kind of a hot shower. Room temperature Chult shower, so 95
Clawler will
degrees. 95
Clawler
degrees.
will not shower.
Smedley will.
I want to
Paige
know
will.
how. I want to watch
Only
Claude
showers. You have
actually.
no bath.
The, we, oh, there's
There's a
still a
river.
statue over
We
here.
got a river right over there if you want to go in a
Yes,
river.
but it has alligators in it.
I'm just gonna put your tokens over here. So,
Ooh, I hear grilled alligator is a delicacy. We should try that.
Tastes like chicken.
so you have an encampment of flaming fists in the city of Mesro. What kind of information do you guys want to gather and stuff? You're gonna be here at least the afternoon and into the morning. So, you can see that they're going about regular camp duties, constantly keeping these fires lit that are around the camp. Mostly chopping wood, and you can see that their majority of them are actually on shift, so they only get 8 hours off a day for sleeping and recreation time. The rest of the time they are on duty. Are you talking to us, Engorgia?
Oh shit! I said duty. You said duty.
Duty. Duty, duty, duty. You know what I don't have running is Chatty. What's up with that? Slacking. Slacking. Is anybody? I don't think anyone's beat up or anything.
Ju- what did Joku do to what was his backbreaking payment plan that he arranged with the cleric to get uncursed?
I don't remember.
Ghoul heads. Get to collect ghoul heads. You remember?
Oh yeah, we were
You
going to
want
go kill
you want to
ghouls.
hunt the undead? Okay.
Remember, he's a cleric of Kelemvar, so he said, "I'll help you if you help me. I will remove your curse, but you have to bring me a sack of ghoul heads."
We should
And you're
probably do
like,
that like
Juku was like, "How many?" He's like, "You could determine the payment amount."
That works.
And then he cautioned you he does not want a huge sack. He point, "I don't want a huge sack of heads."
Do they need to include part of the shoulders as well, or how much of the neck do I need to measure?
It's like, just bring me heads. I will leave the completeness of the ghouls up to you as well, just so we can see that you're doing your duty to
Fill
Kalimdor.
this, and he hands you a bag of holding.
Yeah, right. 500 pounds of ghoul heads.
All right.
Uh,
I'm up for a hunt.
So Eleazar is going to finish his watch, go to tell his commander, and despite his trying to be surreptitious and sneaky about it, the rest of the Flaming Fist friends and buddies here are gonna drag him to the NCO tent and help him get trashed. So about 3 hours later, I'll come stumbling back over to where they're staying.
the Flaming Fists supply, little squad consisted of an officer in charge, which is a lieutenant, and then Eleazar was second in command, and then uh, a specialist who never seemed to be around when you wanted him, but suddenly he's put in charge. As you hand all these logbooks and shit to this spec for, he's like, "I can't go shamming the PX no more." As
Well,
he is
as you
now
know,
acting corporal. He's acting corporal.
especially out in the field, the guy in charge of the supply is everybody's friend.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you've got batteries. Batteries. Anything else you guys want to do?
Well, are
Elazar.
there more than just
Oh, go ahead.
soldiers here?
There are some Chultans that would be like porters and the like. You know, that carry stuff, porters, but they're on hire from the Flaming Fist. And there isn't a huge detachment of porters here. Maybe 10,
So
maybe 10 Chultans.
red shirts.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have they're tan shirts, but same thing. Tan shirts in Chult. Because red would get you eaten pretty quick. Nice, intoxicated. Uh, so throughout the evening, Paige, give me a streetwise. I don't know. Let's
That's
do a
not a skill in
let's do a
fifth
savage
edition.
one.
That's not
Let's add a
5e.
new let's add a new skill in 5e called streetwise. Let's do.
It really should be its own
How about
skill.
gather rumors? How about find out shit? How about one of those kind of roles? What do you want
Notice
to
roll.
use? What do you want to use?
um, I mean, what? Wait, what? What am I doing?
You're gonna see if you can find out some information. There's some information to be
Oh,
had.
then probably
Investigation.
persuasion or investigation. What do you want?
How do you want to go about doing it? And I will
Well,
leave
I
that
have
up
a
to
plus
your.
6 in investigation. Let's go.
So you're out snooping around in some of these kind of tents, and you come across a tent. There's no one around the tent, but there's like categorized archaeology stuff in the tent. Like pots and bowls and some old weapons and stuff, and they're all categorized. Like they've been discovered in Mesro and stuff, and the dates and. But there's no,
As
they're
soon as
not.
I
I mean, they're in the camp and they're guarded kind of by the guys wandering around, but there's no one. It doesn't look like anyone's used this tent in a while. No one's sleeping in it.
um as soon as I see them, I'll like look around to see if anybody is like close by. I'm like Paige doesn't really like going through other people's stuff, but she's
Well,
obviously
it's
like
like
intrigued by them.
it's like this tent right here. So you're kind of milling about, and you're like, you look in, the wind blows the flap open, and you're like, hey, that was a cool looking pot, and you stick your head in, and you're like, oh, and
Yeah.
Elazar's right over here. He just got back. He kind of staggers in, and he flops down onto a cot. He's like, that was great, my retirement party. I mean,
I mean, I wouldn't like rifle through the things, but I would look without touching. So I don't want to break anything. But I would like look what I see in there, I guess.
yeah, there's a couple of pots. There's an old a staff. There's a couple of masks, and pot. One of the pots is right up front, and you can see that they're all tagged with labels and stuff, and kind of wrapped and put in little semi padded crates. They look like they're going to be packed up or something. There's a table inside the tent, and then two places like hammocks kind of stretched in here. But other than that, there's no like there's a little bit of personal gear, but nothing major, and you don't see like where somebody's been in here in a while. There's no bedrolls. There's no.
Okay.
Looks like it's been empty for a little while.
I will spend my free time. I will sit in front of the tent with the flap open to the best of my ability, and I will pull out my notebook and I will sketch all of the items that I see until somebody comes to tell me to get up.
Well, there's guards milling about, and they just kind of look at you. They don't think you're doing anything wrong. They just kind of. That's a pretty drawing there, lady. I like how you captured the rim of that jar.
Thanks. And then she would just go like right back to drawing. I'm cataloging.
All right, it doesn't take you too long to draw those things and stuff. Anybody else notice her doing that?
Well,
Pretty
Clawler is
obvious.
sitting. Yeah, he was sitting right outside the cabin after he looked really sad and started crying. So he went outside and sat down.
What about Juku and Smedley? What are you guys going to finish the day off doing?
Smedley's probably
this
going to shower 2 or 3 times because he so misses his civilization.
Yeah, they don't have a problem with it. There's plenty of Lister bags, and you guys are kind of signed in as special guests for the night, so you get free roam.
And then I will probably retire early like I usually do.
Juku's gonna wander around and just kind of informally talk with the other people in camp, and really just kind of gathering a little bit of information about the undead in the region, like in this part of the town, and what they can tell me about, what we're likely to encounter outside
Well,
the
you're kind of
protective area.
directed to um, Schnarzel. He's a dwarf, and he's in charge of the defense of the camp and defending the undead. He's actually a captain, would be his rank or whatever that is in the Flaming Fists, a blaze or whatever they are. And he says, "Yes, the undead seem to have infested this city after Ami left, but we seem to hold them back from our encampment. They do seem a little cautious around the fires, and so we keep those lit day and night. Uh, we pretty much account for at least a raid a day here, but we haven't had one today, so keep your swords close, because they could come anytime."
I'll look down. I don't carry swords.
Ah, they work much better for cleaving their heads off.
What types of undead? Skeletons, ghouls, vampires, mummies,
Of course, all that is
wraiths,
possible
spirits?
in Mesero, but it seems the ghouls seem to have been somewhat being organized here and there and kind of scout us and penetrate our defenses occasionally.
They forming an empire?
Wrong
He's
campaign
like,
setting.
Oh, wrong camping.
part of our contingent is not here. I'm glad we have such strong-looking adventurers in camp in case we get raided tonight. We could certainly use your help with our part of our contingent not here.
When are they expected to return?
They're due back tomorrow.
If you're so worried about a raid, why would you allow the contingent to leave yourself so
Well,
unprotected?
this is why we were here. I don't always have a choice in the matter of protecting the camp. When those archaeologists want to go out into the jungle, they need protection. I can't stop them.
What are they searching for?
They have
Pots?
they have discovered clues to the location of some tomb or something they have found. I don't bother with that information. That's not my. You can check with them tomorrow if you want, or. And you kind of Give me an insight.
Okay.
It's pretty easy, so. Yeah, that's enough. Wow, you got +7. If I knew it was that high, I wouldn't even had to roll. He's like definitely hiding or not telling you something. He's leaving something out there on the end. That last bit, he's like changes the topic a little. Those are nice markings you have on your shell.
Thank you. I paid good money for them. Have you seen similar markings on the treasures these archaeologists have found? Looked like a bunch of garbage to me from what little I saw.
No, I don't recall any. Again, I pay little attention to what those archaeologists bring back.
Is there a reason that you who are the guard pay so little attention to those who you are supposedly guarding?
I will keep them safe, but I care little, not what they send home to their mommy.
How long have you been here? How long has this archaeological expedition been underway?
We've been here about 3 weeks now.
How long do you expect to stay?
We've been told that we have to set up a camp for definite until these archaeologists can figure out how to get into whatever they're into. Trying to find some kind of key.
Key. So these archaeologists can afford an indefinite troop of Flaming Fist support?
Those archaeologists were hired by the Flaming Fists.
Ah, so the Flaming Fist is seeking the key.
I suppose so.
What does this key open?
Something
Do we know?
archaeologists are doing in the jungle, and he points into the
Do we know what the key
jungle.
looks like?
I'm sure they do.
Do you?
I have no clue. Again, I stay here and I protect the camp and the citizens in the camp. The archaeologist would know those details. I see him palling
Perhaps.
up with that sergeant of that just abandoned his post. Says something in Dwarvish that's slander.
Yes, I think I met him. He talks a lot. Well, I shall continue working my way around the camp. It's good to meet you, Sir Dwarf.
It's like, stay within the perimeter and you should be safe if you go too much further into the jungle. I cannot guarantee your safety.
Understood. And yeah, I'll continue around just kind of doing the same thing, just kind of basically getting a feel for the camp, for what level of defenses they actually have, and then anything anybody wants to chit chat about the undead encounters they've had, anything like that.
Well, isn't that special? There's Uh-oh. What was that sound? We know what that sound is.
That was telling me to wake up.
As you guys
Uh-huh.
hear the calls of undead moving this direction, you can hear the jungle starts making different sounds, and the Smedley, what is Smedley gonna do when he hears all this commotion start happening on this side of the camp, the east side of the camp? You can see people moving about, pulling back out of tents and stuff that are along the perimeter. As they're in close, somebody says. They're nearly on us. They've been able to
East.
sneak up. And then you get the waft of that eastern breeze blow through the camp, and you can smell them. You can smell them.
Coming from the east.
Yeah, from the east. Dave with a subscription. Thank you, Dave.
I'm going to. You know what? I'm gonna
And let me turn
dash.
on line of sight so we get a little more immersion.
All right. Well,
You turn on the lighting yet?
Yeah, I've got lighting on. Unfortunately, Fantasy Ground doesn't have it on yet. It's all coded. It's all ready to go.
Just yell at Dave. He said
Did
he
you
can
get
watch
hung
it.
up on something?
I must have.
So you want to go there? All right, let's just move you over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're getting hung up on
that was 40 feet.
there.
I don't. Do I see any targets? I guess I do not.
Let's see. No, you can't. You can't see any yet. Let me turn them on though. So if you could see them, you can see them, but I don't think you can. See them all in the combat tracker though. But that's cheating.
Yeah, there's
Don't look at the
some
combat
visible
tracker.
there.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah,
Line-
they're there's been so many people asking about lighting, they just got frustrated and they said, "The hell with it. We're just gonna come back to that.
No.
Just gonna come back to
No way.
that."
All right, that was a dash. So I am done this round.
Yeah.
That's baloney.
We kid, we kid. There was a lot of bugs. I got to squish some bugs. It's like you turn on too much lighting and your performance goes. So they got to fix that. The game's got to be playable.
Is this line of sight like a pit or something? I can see
Yeah.
inside, but I can't see through the walls.
Yeah. Let me move you guys outside. It's. I just did quick squares of walls.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna move down there and see if I can see anything. How far can I see these guys, or are they behind stuff?
If you can't see them, then they're behind stuff.
Okay. Well, if I can see them, which I can,
You can see one of them.
then I can see two of them
Oh yeah, look at
down.
that.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
they're
too.
they're like up on a little hill back here above this tent and some of these trees. They do have a little concealment on them because they're behind the trees, but you don't. Do you have like spell sniper or I forget?
I do not.
Well, I mean you're targeting with a spell though, right?
Yes, I am targeting with guiding bolt.
Oh, that's a range, isn't it? I
Yep.
think the one that you have targeted, you're gonna have a -2 to hit because he's got
Okay.
a little bit of cover. A little bit of tree cover. There's a branch in front of his face.
Regardless, I will blast him.
He's like, "Wah!" And the tree does not stand in the way as you almost blow his head off. You're like, hey, that was
Heck yeah.
like flopping around.
Hey, save those.
A broad ghoul. He's gonna come
Broad
running
is in
around the
wide,
corner.
or broad is in a girl?
You're gonna have to check it out. Yeah, they're wearing a loincloth, so you can You can take a peek if you want. Take a peek. You hear one of them, Jack, which is kind of weird that they talk. Ship shape. He's like, I lift things up and I put them down, except my head has almost fallen on the ground. And you got his attention as he comes running into camp towards whatever that was that blasted him. Do some running around, scaring people, and his head's all falling off, like half hinged. So he keeps pulling to the right. He's got a flat or something. And Lanky, I think he's hanging out back here. Uncivil Stroll is also going to jump down this hill and come running into camp. And he comes over to these plants over here and he just starts ripping them out of the ground. You make flowers. He doesn't say that, but that's what he's thinking. Oh, actually, he does say that. Clar.
Caller is going to hear this and will run up 30 feet.
Later, Dave.
And he's going to take out one of his daggers and it will like materialize in thin air and will launch it right at this guy. Did you say there was cover or anything?
Wait.
Because I'm kind of throwing a dagger through trees.
Yeah. -2. Not too much cover. Yeah, but that's long range for you, isn't it?
Oh, 60 feet. I looked.
I wish they would fix that. Look how far I have to zoom in to read that.
I know. When you moved around, I was like, yes,
look how big that is. See, they need to make it like that. See, when you drag it, it's that big. But when you hover over it, it's only that big. I don't get it. Why two sizes? I don't understand. Oh, that's a crit with an effect. Ooh, nice. So instead of the regular damage, which you're going to roll right now, we're going to double it. It's quadruple damage.
Holy shit. It doesn't matter because he's dead.
All right, yes. And not to jip you out of your damage points, I'm going to drop that on him again, just so stay ahead of those that are tracking their damage.
And then cunning action will run.
Oh, that was delayed.
Over...
Oh, you typed it in.
We'll run over there for his cunning action. And it will say pathetic.
Gets behind a tent. Is Elazar actually awake? I mean,
so I'm gonna go forward. I
heard
as I get next to Paige.
She's like,
oh, hey,
in front of
hey,
this
look,
tent. She's got
look,
papers
look,
out.
look, and I touch her shoulder. Look, there's ghouls over there. You think any of those are flaming fists? I hope they're not any flaming fists. We'd be shooting my own guy that used to know, and I really hope it's not flaming fists.
Get the alcohol.
Tell me my turn.
Your face.
I snap my sketchbook closed and get up and dust myself off, I guess.
Stuff your.
I didn't understand half of what you just said.
In your backpack.
I don't know. Are you okay?
So he's looking and crying. He's pointing down there and crying and looking at down where everybody else ran.
All right, I'll dust myself off and 120 feet. Okay. I'm gonna go. That's as far as I can go. Okay, I can only see 2 of them. So I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray. I will have the first 2 bolts hit the one up front, and then the last bolt will hit the broad ghoul.
And what's a hit? Uncivil Stroll.
This is the second ray. And then let me pick the guy in the back.
All three's a hit.
Now I can roll well.
Good damage rolls too.
Wow, yeah. I mean, through the bushes and everything, you have no problem shooting through. So you had a little bit of cover, but I calculated it.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
You rolled plenty there. AC's only like a 12. 12. Because all they have is a loincloth on. And dex. Big bellied Bertha. She's going to come in this way. Squeezing out between these 2 buildings. Looks over at the guy tearing up the plants. We need man flesh, not potatoes. I don't know. It reminds me of a Mountain High song. What's his name? No one got it.
John Denver.
Yeah, John Denver. That was it. See? That was so good that you can give Juku and Paige inspiration since they forgot to check their boxes this morning. Ha ha ha.
I wasn't
Nice.
here when we started.
Yeah, you were. I was playing your character, so you were here. Close enough.
All right, cool.
Close enough. Uh-oh. Step Brother's calling, which he never calls. I'm going to take it later. Despairing Footwork. I have not put on any of the Flaming Fists on here because we're assuming that they are engaging their own undead. You know what I mean? These are the guys that are getting past them and running around. There are some skirmishes and fighting going on from the Flaming Fists as well. Azaka, well, she's gonna come around the corner up here and gonna move over to this fire. Uh, Actually, she's gonna move to about here. As she's moving, she's going to pull out her bow and take a shot at Mountain John Denver song playing over here with her longbow. She hits. Sticking him for 3 points of damage. And top of the round, she whips out another arrow and fires another one at him. And it's another hit. Sinks an arrow into his thigh. This time for 6 points of damage. And Big Bellied gonna get into this combat. Let's see. turns the corner and heads right up to Paige, claws and screaming right at her face, and Juku's there too. And do these guys have like stink? I don't think it's ghouls that have the stink, does it? No.
No.
Clar.
Clawler will step up yonder and see the big bellied ghoul clawing at Paige, and we'll throw a couple more daggers at it. Put sneak attack. And then as a bonus action, we'll throw another one. It will call out, pick on someone your own size. And that's his turn.
He comes running out. Rah, rah, rah. Clar's like thunk, 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 thud. It falls like skids to a stop right in front of them too. Paige,
Awesome.
you're like leaning
I
back. Whoa.
I didn't like it getting so close to me, so I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself, which is my action. And then I really want to move somewhere else. I just don't know where. I'm just gonna take like 2 steps back from the dead body,
So
and that'll be it.
you. The one picking potatoes decides to move forward. Well, turning the corner, heading towards the group. Man flesh. I can smell it. Rod. It's like, comes out between the tents over here. Running this direction. This one drops the sweet potato he's got in his hand. Smells it and then drops it on the ground. Ugh. Comes running up. Yes, I can smell it myself. It's definitely coming from this direction. John Denver.
Did I get skipped this round? I was first the first round.
Yeah, you have a 10 this round.
No, you're
Oh,
next.
so we're not at 10 yet. Okay, that's right. Your monsters don't show their initiative.
Yeah. This guy is going to. Ooh, get to Juku. 30 feet movement. So he's going to come up and take a swipe with his claws at Juku. And his shell and all. A 20 is going to hit Juku. He slashes open Juku. Turtle meat comes flying out for maximum damage, 10 points. and Juku can feel this necrotic energy seeping into him as but he resists the effect of it. Smedley.
Smedley, Juku is in trouble. Um, I'm going to step right up in his face. I am going to cast Hunter's Mark. Let's see. That is the effect I put on him. And then I'm going to shoot him at point blank range.
Because you don't care. You don't care.
I am a crossbow expert.
Yeah, you don't care. You like, you put your foot on his chest and you push him back and you like aim right at his face and you're like, twank. And
Oh, and I hit him anyways.
he's squirming around, and you get him right in the neck. He's blood starts, you know, flying out of him because it's not spurting because he's undead. So, spurt anymore. Spurt. Else? No.
Oh,
All right, Sven. What's
Right, so I'm going to
Eleazar?
stumble forward. Got my crossbow out, and I'm weaving a bit, firing at this guy.
John Denver?
Disadvantage because he's drunk.
Why did you move back? I don't know. You're supposed to be there, right?
Are you
That
a
was
ranger?
really cool. Those fires came from your hand. Zapping things. Do you know how to do that one where the big fireball thing comes? That
He's
would be
like
really cool. But don't do it here. Don't do it here because there's too many tents.
loading his crossbow and he pulls the trigger and it goes fires up into the air. He's like, whoops.
Oh,
He
oops.
falls.
Heads up.
And he kind of gets back by the tent over here a little bit. He ducks in the tent. That one's coming back down. Juku.
Juku is going to cast Sacred Flame on the ghoul right in front of him.
He looks at you with big eyes as his face ignites on fire from radiant damage. Ah, it's dead.
And then for my bonus action, I will cast Spiritual Weapon right there.
Nice spiritual weapon, I have to say again.
Thank you. And I will attack him with it.
Oh, an 18. That's a 25. That's a hit. Plus 7. Maximum damage. Dropping that
Nice.
guy. Make a short order as your spiritual weapon just, like, picks his head off. Like, just. Like a man catcher. Just rips his head right off.
Yeah.
Broad is he comes running in here and he kills the Spec 4 that's was this in charge of supply. He just Rawr!
So I'm going
Eleazar,
to put.
you
Say,
see you see you see your former assistant Shammer just get murdered by a ghoul. And I don't know how you feel about it currently. But since you're drunk, you probably aren't going to hold anything back of your feelings anyways.
and which square is this broad in? All right,
But
so I'm going to say Fine. This was close enough. I'll use you. I go running up and grab my morning star and try to hit it.
You drop your crossbow,
Moving,
clunk, pull out
moving
your
up 30
morning
feet.
star.
I'm gonna hand it to Paige. Here, hold this. And I drop my
She's
crossbow.
holding a focus item in one hand, and she's like, ah.
So I just sort of like stumble both hands, and the morning star slams into it. I sort of stumble into the ghoul. Excuse me.
You like knock the tarp down. You like swing so broad, and you freaking smash this thing upside the head.
Oh, the wrong one. Sorry.
Oh, here, let me drag that to. Oh, you got him. Oh, Mountain High was already dead anyway, so. Point stealer. I should take those back since you're trying to rack up points so you're so far behind. I know how it is. I know how it is. Azaka. She's going to take the -2 and shoot through this tree at despairing footwork with her bow. She fires off an arrow. Ooh, she crits it, so she hits it right in the ding ding. And it looks down. It's not sure if it's in pain or not yet. You know, that delayed reaction you get. And realizes I'm dead and falls over. 15 points of damage. And that's a nice Diet Coke sound. I recognize it. You can tell a Diet Coke sound. Smedley.
Let's see. What's my range? 85 feet. He's just in range. I'm going to use my bonus action to switch my hunter's mark to Gasty Ghoulie out there in the distance. So let me give him some of that. And at 85 feet, what is
He's
the
got some
range?
cover. I'm gonna give him 5 on cover back there behind that building.
Okay,
You
minus
could,
5.
yeah, you could see him to get a hunter's mark, but this guy you would have a
All right.
-2 on if you want to switch that up.
Nope, I'm going to take a shot. I'll take the minus 5.
Okay.
See if I can thread the needle on
Oh yeah, you can. No. So you shoot him right in the eyeball and blind him for a round. What kind of damage you did to him? It's gonna lag for a second as I hit my effects button. But give it a second.
He's lucky he hadn't been hurt, or Colossus Slayer would have added onto that.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna draw blinded on him.
And yeah, I'll be happy with that.
So Clawless, he's going to come walking up, and you'll hear him kind of humming a song, and goes, he's walking up, country road, take me home. And then we'll look at Smedley, and we'll look to see what Smedley just shot at. And we'll see a ghoul, and he will throw a dagger at him. With disadvantage, thanks to Caesar DITC.
And since Caesar's such a douche, I'm not gonna give you your -2 that you should have. So go
Okay.
ahead.
Alright. DITC, thank you, Caesar.
Yeah.
And then as Bonus action, we'll throw another one with the -2, I guess.
And that's enough to hit.
Yay.
Doing
And
7 points of ghoulie damage.
pathetic.
All right, Juku is going to move his spiritual weapon
What's up,
to
Leroon?
there. And then he is going to target Oddly Angular with a Sacred Flame. And that's a saving throw, so no worries.
No building can stand in his way as he succeeds on it.
Nope.
He's like,
Bastard.
ooh. Well, he's going to move up here with the help of his friend telling him where to go. And that's about all he can do since he's blind. Paige.
All right. I'm going to cast
Don't drop my crossbow.
magic. Oh fuck! I have to put his crossbow down.
You don't have his crossbow.
Yeah,
He
he
said
handed it to me.
he can't hand
He
it
just
to you.
dropped it.
He just dropped it at your
I
feet.
drop his. I drop his crossbow.
You can only
Okay.
take
Good
it.
catch.
You can only take it from him.
I'm gonna cast magic missile. I'm trying to decide how I want to split the missiles. Shit. Because
You hate it
fucking
when there's a
Sven
decision.
killed the thing I was gonna attack. So like my whole plan is jacked up. Okay, I'll hit 2 on the front one and 1 on the back one. They automatically hit. So fuck everybody. All right.
Heavily
Oh, I
wounding.
say
Oh, did
shield.
you get him? Oh, you didn't get him. But it was close. It was
Well,
close. Some magic missiles
can't
come
change my
flying
hit
down.
roll. And I'm not actually
Oddly
mad at Sven's
angular.
character.
Is going to come trucking out of here and come right into melee with you guys. Probably going to die for doing that, but this Clar's standing there like, ooh, as this thing comes running through the bushes in front of him.
And he
And he
will
breathes on you.
mimic him and will stab him in the gut.
Come on, fumble. Oh, it's
Close.
a miss. It's a miss.
And bonus action. Hit. And we'll go. And we'll move back 10 feet.
Just so we're clear, he does that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yes.
Should make up you a
Is that
little
guy
little
is that
soundboard.
guy still hiding, or does he just think he's hiding because he's blind?
Yeah, he's got his head in a hole. He thinks he's hiding.
All right. Is there any penalty to hit him from there?
Yeah, you got a -2. But you're gonna have advantage, so. Which is it. He's critical. He might actually get in here. He might get inside the camp.
I'm really hoping he doesn't, but
Well, Killstiller, Azaka, she's gonna move around here and get a clear shot at it. Her longbow. Did somebody step on a chicken? That's a long ass chicken. And crits it, shoots it in the other eyeball.
Definitely a kill
And
stealer.
if it doesn't die, it's going to be frightened and running away as it dies. That's all of them, right?
I don't
Is there
know.
any-
Lank is on there still healthy, but we don't see it.
Oh, he's out here.
Lank is on the.
I
He's
see
like,
him.
I see him. I'd imagine my character can't see him though. He's behind a building.
he's like, he runs away. Because his boss died, and that's a victory.
Jugu starts collecting heads.
So there are
I will
8.
assist him.
Was there 8? Closed it already. Let me open.
He's not paying super close attention as to whether they were formerly ghoul heads or not. You know, if any flaming fists are dead.
Still counts.
Still counts. Nice. I guess the gas head counts, so you got 8 heads. Got 8 heads,
Nice.
which fills up a sack. You know, 8 heads in a duffel bag, right?
There you
Is that
go.
all you
Is
can
it
fit?
thick and meaty?
Juicy. Juicy.
So I'm going to ask the specialist from. When I realize that I'm missing my crossbow, I'm going to ask the specialist where my crossbow is. And I'm going to spend about 10 minutes searching this room for my crossbow.
I'll
And every
watch
time I
him.
see him, I'm going to ask him, "Hey, have you seen my crossbow?"
He's just like leaning out there. He's like, he
I'm
never
gonna watch him
answers
for
you.
a few minutes and let him make an ass of himself, and then I'll pick up his crossbow and then I'll give it to him. Only after a few minutes, though.
Look what I got from P4D, the guy that did my art. He sent me. I subscribed while he was doing sketch cards, and he drew a sketch card for me.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow,
Right?
that's cool.
Cool.
I mean, it took him like, I don't know, 10 minutes to do this on stream. Then he mailed it
Wow.
to me. Right?
Nice.
Little shout out to P4D, which is
Nice.
Rob. He even signed the back, and little sketch card. He did a coloring book
So
too
since I
that
didn't get to use the advantage that Caesar bought me, does it count as a +1 armor?
+1 armor, like a plate mail, a +1 armor.
Well, I have splint, so I don't need plate, but I'll use it.
No, it does for
Okay,
one
so
round.
close.
How's that? For one round, you have plate mail +1. Oh, time up. 6 seconds went by. It's gone. All right, so you guys help the Flaming Fist collect up the bodies by taking their heads and making them drag the bodies out to be burned. And
I have found my crossbow. Why, thank you very much. I was looking all over for my crossbow, and you found it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I saw you shoot those things out of your hands. That was really nice.
Were there anything
Thanks.
on their bodies?
Alcohol is bad for you, okay?
unfortunately, these ghouls did not have any loot on them.
They had loincloths.
Yes,
What about
loincloths.
the flaming fist?
The specialist has a bunch of inventory books that tells exactly how much supplies the camp has. If
Books.
he kind of bled on
And how
it.
much Eleazar has swindled.
I start going through the
The
books.
flaming
Oh,
fists are looking kind of funny at him as they start coming around. And he's standing next to the dead specialist. He's like, not like him. Clearly, his throat's been ripped open, though. Clearly.
it's ghouls. Ghouls did it.
I do have some somewhat disappointing news, though. Um, we have to go on break, but before we do so, you guys are going to get a long rest,
Level up.
and with that long rest, you guys have acquired level 5.
Woo-hoo!
New spells.
Yeah.
What happened to Sirenscape?
I broke it.
Uncanny dodge. More sneak attack dice.
We broke it.
Second level spell.
Shut it down and start it up. Not
Oh,
responding.
it crashed on me. It crashed on me.
Wizards get fucking nothing at 5th level.
They get third level magic.
Yeah, and 2 new spells, I guess. By me, I don't get anything else.
All right, so I'm gonna start a timer.
I take it back.
21. I want an extra couple of minutes here, so I'm gonna do 42. I'm gonna call my stepbrother back and see why I called. So that's gonna give us about 13 minutes. So I'm gonna start some music and the slideshow, and we'll be back after a break. So don't go away, and if you do go away, just come back in like 15 or 13 minutes. All right, we'll see you guys shortly. There we go. We're back live. What's
Matt Carey,
happening?
the unsung hero.
All right, we're back from our break. We got players leveling up. Anybody have any questions on their level up? You guys are all expert players. You don't need my help. I like when I don't even have to look at the character sheets. I'm like, yeah, just guys hand me
Is it
it. I'll do
one level or
this,
two?
and you guys do that. All right, so morning in Chult does require some special effects. So let's do some special effects. Let's do it. It is raining. Of course, it's raining. Chult. It's raining. Do you have the ability to do that?
I do have a poisoner's kit.
Yes. Just a standard poison.
Yes.
I think it's in the player's handbook.
Okay.
If you need me to find something, then let me know.
I didn't know if you wanted
Little
to roll
mucus
or
poison.
anything.
No, I think there's enough stuff around that you could do it without having to roll too. There's probably a lab kind of equipment, kind of, beakers and bottles and stuff to help you out here too.
Nice.
I mean, if you were like under a shrub and next to a rock in the middle of the jungle, then I'd probably have you roll. But
Fair enough.
all right, so you guys wake up to the lovely sound of rain pitter pattering, cooling things down as morning approaches. And what do you, your debt has been paid, Juku, to the priest of Kalimvar. Um, what do you guys want to do? You're in the ancient city of Mesro.
Let's go explore it.
It is heavily infested with undead, so go exploring. You're gonna anticipate undead.
Well, we can't let some
So,
undead stop us, can we?
as a reminder, where Mesro is at, I'm gonna give you guys your map, player's map, not the character's map. And we're gonna mark your course. You know what I wish the color picker had in Unity was the preset colors. You know the
Palette.
Yeah, the
Nice
little
little color
palettes,
palette.
because I would use that. Like now I gotta like find which red I want instead of just clicking the same red every time. You guys
Might be
have
something worth suggesting.
look at that. That could be an extension. No, I don't think so. Like a deep
It could
extension.
be.
So Mesro is actually kind of the city in the middle of the river now because the river has kind of taken over the city and but it's down in yonder and and you remember the you went in. It's been here a long time and the jungle has taken over.
Fancy. kitty.
There we go.
This is Randall Flagg, Master of Destruction.
I can't wait till we get the ability to do some lighting effects and stuff on images like this. All right, so you guys want to go exploring Mesro? Anything in particular that you guys want to go looking for? Anybody got any direction to help Azaka? She's like, Mesro's a large place. Is there any particular? He's like, I'm not familiar with the city, so.
Clockwise was always lucky. Let's set out from here and work our way clockwise around the sector of the city.
Uh, really quick, so before we head out, Clawler would go up to Paige, Juku, and Smedley and kind of like touch each of them. And then you hear in your voice in your head saying, "Talk to me here now," telepathically. As I am using the Psychic Whispers ability.
Nice.
Is that kind of creepy though? I mean, is you get like a giggle every time he talks to you? You get
He's
goosebumps.
been using it on Page for for a while now.
Yeah, we
So
chit
they're
chat.
the only uh, other thing that you guys may want to look towards is the expedition. There's an expedition, Mesro. Archaeologists doing some expeditions,
They need
or
escorts.
random wander around Mesro. Which is it?
Let's go find the archaeologists, and because they were trying to hide something, or at least dwarf guard dude was trying to hide something about what they were doing.
Yeah, no. The dwarf guard dude was actually trying to hide telling you where they're at.
Oh,
He didn't want you to know because he doesn't want you to go find them.
Then maybe we should.
yeah. I'm thinking we should.
Well, it's not hard to actually find them because every person in the camp knows where they're at. Every single person in the camp, because at one point or another, they've all probably been out to the dig. They're calling it to the dig,
Including Eleazar?
And sober Eleazar should know.
including Eleazar. Yes, he definitely would know where it's at.
Hey, Eleazar, take us to the
Uh,
dig.
yeah. What?
What?
Let's go
Not
to
so
the
loud.
dig.
Not so
The
loud.
Why are you
dig.
yelling? Ah, yeah, I know what a dig is.
Let's go.
So I'll lead him toward the dig.
All right, so you guys travel a little bit north out of the encampment, and it's not really that far. Where's the encampment map? Not that one, no. The Mesro map. That's the one we need. Leaving the image up for the stream. I think it looks cool. That's a cool image. I really should pin that to the message. Why am I being laggy tonight? I'm a little laggy.
So as we travel, I'm gonna turn the page. You're a lot more powerful than I thought you were. I saw you doing those blasting fireballs and the radiant light shining down, burning them, and this floating weapon and stuff. That's pretty impressive.
The floating weapon wasn't mine. That would be our turtle friend, Juku. He does that. It's like his own special kind of magic.
I thought he was cursed.
Um, right. I think we're working on fixing that.
Juku got better.
Ta-da! Add that to
Chuku
your
collected
repertoire,
heads.
Clar.
And Claw will look over and say, "Achoo!"
You can't take stuff from other campaigns.
All right, so you guys only have to travel somewhat of a short distance out to where the dig is at, which is just south northeast of here. And as you round like one of the overgrown avenues, you encounter a pair of two interesting people. One's he's an old gnome. He's got like white fluffy hair, and he's got a like real a pair of real thick eyeglasses, and he's got like bandoliers and belts and all kinds of stuff with like all little interesting little tiny tools arranged along them, and he's pretty much yelling at another strange individual. The second person he's like a sunburnt dwarf. He's got dark colored beard that's kind of just straight, with a half a dozen books under one arm, and he's shaking his finger in the face of the old gnome. He's big, fat, stubby dwarf finger, and as they see you guys approaching, they arguably abruptly stop arguing, and you see the gnome. He like smiles at you, and he says, "Eh, didn't the mercs send you? Are you the adventurers here to help us?"
Yes, we are.
The dwarf says, "Well, obviously, Rin." Then, then a moment later, turning towards you, the dwarf nods. He says, "My name is Drelma Oakbeard, and this is Ritelino Feathergrass. If the mercs
Nice to
sent
meet
you to
you.
help us, we don't have a way to open this tomb, unless one of you can cast a spell that grants wishes." The gnome Ritelino angrily stamps his tiny foot and snorts, "That's not true. There is a way." Drama the dwarf shakes his head. "Don't listen to him. He'd have you tromping off in the jungle in search of a mythical city." Ritelino interrupts. "Lost, not mythical." Then he continues, "There is a city that was abandoned centuries ago. We know approximately where it is. It was located west of the source of the River Tariki. One of our
Who
colleagues," as he looks at you, "went into the jungle several years ago and never came back. But her expedition was just ill-equipped, and the undead are really thick in that region, and she didn't take adequate protection. Her name was Erverska Yvonne, and many years prior, she found one of the four keys to Mesro. Yeah, here in the ruins. It's a magical item. It's capable of unlocking any door in Mesro. She always wore the key around her neck, and I know she was wearing it when she left to find Kashaba Azul, the legendary lost city." And Drama the dwarf says, "Ritnilio thinks if you track down Everska's key, you could come back here and unlock the tomb." And they both look up at you wide-eyed.
Well, we usually take our payment in advance, but the merc said to talk to you guys about getting our payment first.
"Well, of course. I'll write it in my ledger, and we'll be sure to send it off to Baldur's Gate to request the money." "Yeah,
Are-
it's a lot of paperwork we have to fill out, but we can get you money."
So they're talking about a different lost city, not Mesro.
"Yes, correct."
Okay. And we're still technically inside of Mesro right now, right?
"Yes, yep." And they can even take you over and show you the tomb entrance.
I would like to see that.
I'll go
Uh,
with.
So, any of your tales tell you why someone would take the city key to Mesro and leave the city?
uh, I'm sorry? What was that? Were you talking to me?
I was. Why would somebody take the city key that fits any lock in Mesro and leave Mesro? If it doesn't work anywhere else, what's the point? Why wouldn't you just stay in Mesro?
Well, there's not much left of Mesro. It's been pretty much picked clean by the Flaming Fists. So, you know,
What you gonna do with the key in another city?
perhaps it was a lucky charm. I don't. You'll have to ask her if you find her.
Didn't we see somebody wearing a key back at camp?
No, Sir Smedley, what do you think? This doesn't sound legit to me.
I don't know.
Well, we should look at the door, but seriously though, wasn't there somebody at camp that had a key on? I could have swore that that's what Drake said.
Where would we begin looking for this lost city where this Evereska went?
Well,
Do we?
I could show you roughly on the map where it's at. Do you have a map?
One of us does, and I'll look around at everybody. Somebody have the map.
I have a
Azaka
map.
Osaka.
Azaka has a kind of a crude map, but that's what we've been saying you guys have been using. Yeah, I think the supply sergeant could have scoffed a Flaming Fist map. Flaming
Would
Fist
I know
maps
which
are
one is the River Tiriki?
yeah. Here, let me show you guys on the map. All right, so make sure you guys all have it. You don't have to go hunting for it. So this is the river Taziki. You've already traveled down it, uh, and the gnome will indicate that it's over here, the west side of this uh, volcano.
And that's also where this magical door is.
No, the door is right here, and they take you to
So
the
what does the
tomb.
door do? It will teleport us there?
Oh, you have to travel there, or says, and find the key. Unless, of course, you can get past this door that requires a wish. And indeed, examining the door is powerful magics have sealed it shut.
But I guess what's the significance of the door if the city is somewhere else?
I think you misunderstand. This is the tomb that we think the Eye of Zoltek is in.
Oh,
We're
okay.
trying to get into it, and we know of a fellow colleague that has a key around her neck that went to a different city to explore and never came back.
Okay, I understand
If you
now.
should find her, we'll have a key that can open this door. One of 4 keys known to exist in Mesro.
Where are the other 3?
They both shrug their shoulders.
You said known. Do you not know?
And the gnome says, "Well, the we've got some books that specify and have accounts of at least 4 keys. One of them was discovered by our colleague."
Books? I'll turn to page and just kind of shrug my shoulders.
Do you
Yeah,
have
they
those books
well, the dwarf's
on your
got a big
person?
hunch of books under his shoulder. He's carrying around all the time. He's like,
May
"Well,
I look through them?
I've got this journal that I've been keeping," and he's like, he looks at you. My personal journals you want to look through?
No, the books about the keys.
Skip page 82.
Oh, those books are back at the camp. Some of them.
How far is your camp?
Did you not just come from camp?
Oh, Flaming Fist Camp. Okay,
Did
got
you
it.
just not root through and journal their tent? That was their tent.
Oh, okay.
They're archaeologists. They archaeology. They're archaeology. So yeah, there's a part of the Mesro has a tomb in it that they're trying to get into, and
Okay.
they tell you that they know that where there's a key that can be found, but it's you know a
3
good
minutes
chunk
away.
away from here. So let me give you guys a story entry pen. Do a plus sign here, and we're gonna call it. The hell was the name of that city? Atazamuha, some crap. It's called Kiskaba Azul.
Shish kebab azul.
And I'll put Lost City with key to Tomb Ezro. This isn't probably
Just
something
so
you
you
can.
guys know, there's another troop of adventurers running around claiming that they're working for the mercenaries. They're liars and thieves, so do not tell them about this quest. We
Do
are
we know what they look like?
the ones that are
Swindling
hired from
people for
mercenaries.
money.
This is what I'm telling the dwarf and the gnome.
Yeah. How to swindle people from their money.
There's more adventurers out here?
Yes, but they're bad. We're
Ugly.
good.
We've had a feeling that someone's been watching us. The dwarf's like, it's just the birds, I tell you. I keep telling you, it's just the birds. No, no. I
And I look at the
think
Kanku.
someone's been watching us. The Kenku. All right, so I'm going to
Cacaw.
share this with you guys. I'll put this on the map over here,
Just
and I'll share the
cool.
pen with you. There. So you have a little pen over there.
Far away.
Oh, I should link the that'd be nice. Back up. That. Oh, it's oh. All right, well you guys get the general idea. So what do you guys want to do?
I'd still like to explore here a little bit, but if you want to go after this key, I'm game.
Well, you
Well,
guys
I mean,
figure each one of these squares is a day of
yeah,
jungle
it's
travel.
away.
So you're looking at
It,
you know,
Mesro has been
Why
missing
are we
lots
helping the
for
Flaming
so
Fist?
long.
yeah, but when they
These
say
guys
the
aren't big.
Eye of the Zoltar or whatever they said, your curiosity peaked because you've heard of this thing.
The Eye of Zoltan.
Yeah. Right. Is it big? Is it Tom Hanks? Is it big?
Isn't it Sauron?
The Eye of Sauron.
I don't want to leave Mesro. I wanted to explore Mesro, but there's flaming fists everywhere. They're not going to let us
Well, you
do it.
What if I
definitely
heard
get the
about the Eye of
impression
Zoltan?
that this person that's missing has been missing for like 3 years. So you don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon? So it's not like you have to go directly there now. That's for sure.
So you say I
Yeah,
recognize the name of that thing? Eye of Zoltan?
Paige definitely does. You'll have to give me a history check.
Robin, the player, doesn't know anything about that,
That's
unfortunately.
good. I
So
like it like that. Yeah,
and
make it a
Miss
mystery.
Page, we don't have a whole. I mean, the Flaming Fists don't have a lot of people here in Mesro. We pretty much have. We're there at this at handful of people at the excavation site, and then they're at the main camp. That's pretty much it. The rest of the
Okay.
city is wild and untamed.
Just trying to say though, like as far as anybody knew, Mesro, the city, has been gone for a long time, and now here it is. It's found, but we can't explore it. The moment we walked into it, we were accosted by the Flaming Fist. So how would we even go about doing any exploring in Mesro without being hampered by nosy, bossy,
Uh,
overbearing Flaming Fist members? No offense.
I will say this quietly so nobody except, well, hopefully not even Eleazar will hear it. But, you know, we don't have to bow to the Flaming Fist. They claim to be in
Where
charge, but we didn't appoint them here or agree to it. We
I don't
went
want to
along
fight
with them.
either.
I don't want to fight them either, but you know, I know a lot about the jungle. If they want to try to chase us through it, let them. I bet I'm better at getting away than they are at finding us.
We only have, I mean, the Flaming Fist only has the one base camp. So you're, if we explore the rest of Mesro, just don't go back to the base camp and we'll be fine.
Wow. You know, you
Our
might
faith
come in
in
handy
Chult.
because you know the inner workings of this fist. And as you've probably caught on, I'm not too fond of your former employer.
And oh, you know what? I'm so forgetful. I did leave. I did forget to turn in all of my uniforms. So I think I still have a couple. I think I have a uniform in here. So if push comes to
Please,
shove, I can always put my uniform back on too. So it's good to air it out every once in a while.
They
only if you
recognize
must, but I would rather you
our
didn't as much
retired.
as possible.
Well, I think what he's getting at is as
Oh,
if
exactly.
Infiltrate.
Infiltration.
yeah.
Well, I don't want to fight.
Paige, what does Paige know about Chult? I mean,
I assume
is
I
she
know, like,
super knowledgeable on Chult? Because that's why she came down
no, I
here.
wouldn't say she's super knowledgeable, but I probably before coming here would have read like some sort of beginner's guide to traveling in Chult or something like that.
Chult for
Um,
dummies.
yeah, so I would have like whatever you would consider, basic knowledge of Chult.
All right, give me a history check.
Sure
Um,
thing.
let's see how
I'm good at
much
that.
information you did accumulate.
Oh, I'm not that good at
A
that.
15 is not bad though. 15 is pretty good. I was looking for a 10 to get some knowledge, and a 15 to get a little more knowledge, and then a 20 to get all of it. But so you won't get all of it, but you were reading through stuff in the jungle, and the Eye of Zoltek was an item that struck your interest. Like it supposedly um, is was being researched in Candlekeep because it can bring people back from the dead, like on a large scale, you know. And the information that you got was it belonged to a Bare named Rosnissi.
Why do I not like that name?
I tell
Ooh.
everybody what I know so that everybody's filled in.
And I think there's a couple of people that are more familiar with Rosnissi than others, right?
Isn't a
Juku is
bar a
Uh,
race
a
or
Bare
what?
is a primordial. Is a
Okay.
is a
So the
Oobtao.
eye was made by Rosnissi?
Rosnissi's the cause of all the undead.
That's what Juku says.
But
Rosnissi
just for
created the undead here.
clarification, you said the Eye of Zoltak was made by Rosnissi,
No, belonged to Rosnissi.
belonged to Rosnissi.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it could have been made, but Paige doesn't know that if he
Okay.
made it or
So
he
he's
just had it.
obsessed with necromancy of some kind. This Rasnisi person. That's what I'm gathering. I could be incorrect. That's fine.
Yeah, well, you've already encountered one of his tombs
Right.
with the mummies.
Paige hates necromancy, like with passion, but
That's why this item was like, ew, I don't like it. It sounds
yeah.
bad.
Mhm.
So that's what supposedly is
But
in the tomb, is
I
the Eye of
wouldn't
Zalta.
want an item like that to be found by like just anybody. I feel like it would be safe if we could keep it at Candlekeep and like under lock and key. So I mean that would be
Well,
motivation
Well, we
for
know
me
these
to
guys can't get to it
you think there
because
is
they don't
an
have the key.
you
now.
think there is a large encampment of flaming fists that know where it's at and they're trying to get to it, and you think they just hired you to help them. So when you guys get back with the key, you can figure all that out.
Where can we? I mean, we have to go to the other place to for a chance to find a key.
Yeah, yeah, but you can explore Mesro if you guys want. I mean,
Yeah, while we're here, why don't we take the 3-day tour?
yeah, I mean if you guys want to specify some time that you want to spend in in Mesro, like 3 days, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I
I
want to
have a
look
DM.
for.
Go ahead.
I just want to find something I can take back to Candlekeep to prove that Mesro exists.
I have this engraved spoon,
I brought a piece
this
of the wall back from
Mesro
Germany. I'm like, the wall came down.
or a thimble.
Just a
They
little
sell
brick. No
thimbles
one
in the gift
believes
shop
it's the
back at
brick.
the camp.
No.
And
They got
refrigerator
bricks.
magnets.
Mesro bricks. Mesro bricks in the back of the camp. Comes with your own portrait next to the destroyed wall. Yeah, finding some loot. So like, where do you guys want to go? What, what do you, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't want to decide everything for the party, so I hope everybody else will
So
chip
we're
Well,
in.
let's
continuing what we're doing. We were going clockwise. So we're going to keep going clockwise.
just kind of pick an avenue and kind of work our way down.
And you say clockwise, so you want to go like this way?
Yeah, I'm trying to find that map again.
Oh, I
Oh,
just
I got
pushed it to
window.
you.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then I
Sh-
closed it immediately.
Yeah, we can go straight north till we hit
There
the
it is.
wall and then turn right, go east.
It's pretty overgrown, so you know the movement's going to take you a little while to traverse, and there's
I said,
undead all over
yeah,
the place. So, are you guys just going to go on a murdering mayhem, kill all the undead that you come across? Or are you going to try to avoid some of the undead, or
I think we could go stealthy. Is anybody not good at stealthy?
Me.
You look around and you don't see Clawler.
well, you're not necessarily bad at stealthy. You're just not good at it. Bad would be the guy, and everybody looks over at the guy in splint mail,
Which they haven't heard.
which they haven't heard. Yeah, it's been noisy.
I'm wearing a breastplate, but I actually move pretty quiet in it.
Yeah, I've got
I don't
these
think a
special boots
breastplate.
that are like help me move quietly, so I don't have any problem with being stealthy.
Yeah, they kind of look like Crocs. They look like Croc boots, like jelly kind of soft boots. All right, well let's. So you guys move about Mesro. Everybody, give me an investigation check. Let's see what you guys can turn up in Mesro.
Magic items. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And let me roll for Azaka. What is that? Just intelligence? Ooh, she actually helps. Um, cool. So you guys do find something of interest. Let me see. Ooh. So you guys find it's a it's a small tapestry in one of these outbuildings, and when you pull out the tapestry and open it up, it's somehow it's been preserved. It was like under something that preserved it, and when you pull it out and you kind of clean it up a little bit, you can tell that it's probably worth 300 gold or something for the tapestry. It's an old picture of um, Mesro before it was destroyed.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Like, some of the buildings and a little bit of the structure. Like, there's a little fountain, and you don't know where the location is. I mean, you kind of look around, it's not here. So you don't know if it's a real location of Mesro, but the architecture and everything looks like what this used to be. And you think it's magical. I mean,
There,
it's so well made that it likely could be magical.
there you go, Paige. See, Desna must be looking out for you. There's your proof that Mesro exists.
Awesome. I will take it. And then if we can find a pearl, I can identify it.
You have identified but don't have a pearl? No, you don't need a pearl, do you?
Hmm.
I think
It
you
needs a
just need your.
pearl.
I think you just. I don't use spell components, so all you need is your focus item.
No, but if
Unless it
they, even if
requires a
they have a
material component.
price
If it has a price, then I would assume you. How long have you had identify?
since first level.
Yeah, you would have a pearl.
It doesn't consume the
Unless you
pearl.
spent the pearl on
No, no, no. It just
drink
says
or.
that you have to have a pearl that's worth 100 gold pieces. I don't think I would have something like that.
Oh,
But
cool. This art object has like pearls all around the edges of it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Do you destroy the art object to get a pearl to identify it?
I mean, the
It's
spell doesn't
it's it's pretty
consume
big
them.
though. When you open it up, it's like it's like 8 feet wide by like 6 feet tall. So when you open it, it's pretty big.
I will attempt to identify it then. I'll cast it as a ritual because I don't have it prepared, but I can still cast it as a ritual because it's in my spell book. So it
Sure,
takes
yeah,
an extra
10 minutes.
10
10 minutes.
minutes.
5 10 minutes. It takes 5 10 minutes. The magical emanation coming from it is actually a protection. Uh, that's protecting the item from, the time.
Oh,
So it's not necessarily has an ability, but it is protected. Um, but there's also another enchantment on it that is a pretty powerful illusion magic, and you actually think that this is an illusion.
the whole thing
Yep.
is fake?
Yeah.
We've
Do you
been
have
duped.
detect magic?
I do have detect magic, yes.
Yeah, why don't we fire that bad boy up? You got that as you can use that as a ritual, right?
Yeah, and I have it
Yeah.
prepared, so. But
No,
yeah, I'll cast.
you're taking some time. You're examining things. You're looking around. You guys were taking a break and you know, catching your breath for a second as it was when you found this. So, as you start investigating a little bit more with your detect magic, you're picking up a lot of that illusion on structures and stuff. Very, very powerful
Is the
illusion
whole
magic.
city fake?
You, you're
That's
kind of,
what I'm gonna jump to.
yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good deduction.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep walking around with my detect magic, and you got everybody else can just sort of hear me say, "Are you serious? Unbelievable!" And then I mean, I guess that's the conclusion I come to. I think this whole city is
Yeah,
an
the
illusion.
the magic is beyond your comprehension. You know the how somebody could do this. You're just dumbfounded by it. But that's what you think, that this is some kind of illusion.
Unbelievable.
I mean, the trees and the vegetation and all that kind of stuff is not. The
Okay.
structures and stuff are, the city, the mesro, the buildings and the architecture and that kind of stuff.
So yeah, I'll tell everybody I'm getting overloaded by illusion magic everywhere.
It's just an illusion.
Well, you're saying things are fake. What things?
The buildings, the structures here, this carpet tapestry, sorry. Um Everything is an illusion.
Is it a flying carpet?
It's not a flying carpet. I think this whole city is an illusion.
So I'll walk up to the building and hit it with my morning star. Does it hit the wall?
Yes, clang.
I don't know. It looks pretty
Chips
solid to
come
me.
off the wall. A couple crumbs, and you can kick over a brick and knock it over.
Maybe it's not fake. Maybe it just looks different than what we're seeing.
Maybe it's some kind of magic that tricks me into determining that it's an illusion. I'm so confused right now. If he hit the wall and he hits the wall, I don't understand.
Plus, wouldn't the
I
plants be going right through the illusion? Wouldn't these trees be going up through the illusions? I don't. I know I'm aged like you, but
I don't understand. I don't know. I know how my magic works, and
Well, Juku knows that the city of Mesro was like, a city of the Bare. This is where the leaders, the the protectors of Chult lived a long time ago, but it was attacked by Rosnissi and his army of undead. That's why it's still flooded with undead.
so then why would it when I'm detecting magic, why would there be illusion magic everywhere? I don't understand.
And very, very powerful illusion magic that you don't understand it at all, for sure. But what we're gonna have is we're gonna have a little encounter here, except it's not a unfriendly encounter. You guys are called out and approached by an individual that looks out of place. Uh, he steps out of the tree line near you. He's got his hands up. He's wearing a heavy, heavy cloak. He's got heavy gloves on, really thick, like winter boots on. He's kind of got his bow out, but he's down by his side, and you can see he's got a quiver of arrows on his belt. He's got a kind of a large sack kind of tied on the back of his belt, and he's got a sword. You think it's a sword, or at least the hilt of a weapon. You don't see it hanging down though, like it's like a short sword maybe with a big pommel on his belt. And when he steps out of the edge of the jungle, you guys all feel the temperature drop. suddenly as he steps towards you guys, and he says, "Fear not, friends. I am not your enemy, at least not yet, anyways." He says, "I have a question for you. Do you mind if I approach?"
What's your name and what's your business?
"My name is Artis. What is yours?"
I know who that is.
Uh huh.
There.
Have I heard about artists? Is he involved with the Flaming Fist at all?
Uh, no. I mean, there's, yeah, yeah. I think the Flaming Fists would have a reward out for him, wouldn't they? Probably like 10,000 gold or something. So,
My name is Paige. You can approach, but I swear, if you do anything even remotely hostile towards us, you'll regret it.
aha, feisty are you? See, he says, "Trust me, I am not your enemy currently. I just seek information. Fear not." And he puts his bow, slings it over his back. He says, "I seek information that you may have acquired from." And he looks over at um, Eleazar, "From the Flaming Fists. They are seeking to entrance into a tomb that I don't think they need to be snooping around in."
Unfortunately, we don't know how to get into the tomb either. Sorry.
Tell us more about why you don't think they should be poking around in it, because I kind of got the hunch that they ought not be poking around in it as well.
Let me just
She
say
said,
the item that is inside should not belong to the Flaming Fists.
Shiny.
Well,
well, I agree with you on that.
I really don't think anything should belong to a flaming fist. So yes, on that we agree.
Oh,
I think
well,
that whole
that is an
tomb should
argument
just
not to
belong.
have in Baldur's Gate.
I don't plan to ever return to Baldur's Gate.
It says, "I am in Mesro on my search for someone, but I suppose I should intervene in trying to keep the Flaming Fists out of the tomb. Are they close to entering it? Do they know how?"
He
Allegedly, they know how.
Wait a minute. Who are you, and who do you represent?
Oh,
Before we start telling you what we know.
my name is Artis, and I represent nobody except my own business.
And well, let us in on that business a little bit. I mean,
Mm.
we don't know you. We don't know what your agenda is, and you're asking us to tell you things that, well, I kind of considered it privy information.
Oh, I understand. And
How do we
and
know if I tell you where the key is, you don't get it and go open that door and take whatever's in there for yourself? I mean, if I was an evil megalomaniac, that's what I'd do. Not that I am, mind you.
hmm, well, touche, because I don't know who you are either, and why would I help you find a key that would open something that you would possess and be evil as well?
You see, I don't possess it, and I'm not sure I want to go possess it. And therefore, if I keep the knowledge to myself, nobody can possess it and the door stays shut. Isn't that what you want, for the door to stay shut?
No, this door to stay shut is very convenient, but these flaming fists, they have deep pockets. They can reach out and find items and people with powerful magic. I'm sure if they want to get in there eventually, they will. So the only solution that I can think of is the item need to be destroyed.
Well, good luck on that. Best of luck.
Insight check. Does this Joker really want to destroy this, whatever's in there?
Go ahead, give me a roll. Yeah, you don't think he's lying to you.
Why is everything so cold near you, Mr. Artist? Do you have a last name?
I do. My last name is Simber, Artist Simber. And he kind of bows a little low.
Interesting. Why is it so cold?
He says, I radiate a nice aura of frost around me. I am
Are you
not at
cursed?
liberty to say why currently, because, again, I don't trust you as you don't trust me.
Well, if you're cursed, I might happen to know someone who could help you with that.
Unfortunately, a mere curse is not what's got me cold.
Well then, would you like a fire? I can make a fire for you. You must be
Hmm,
awfully cold.
It's actually quite
I
comfortable.
I use produce flame to make like a little fire anyways. Cuz I don't like to be cold.
Fire.
Yeah, he near. If you guys are within like 10 feet of him, it's like 20 degrees cooler.
Yeah,
It's like air conditioning. It's like air conditioning. It's like,
I definitely
oh,
light a little fire with my produce flame cantrip. And I like huddle as close to it for as long as he's gonna stay here talking to us. I'm gonna try not to be cold.
All right, Mr. Simber, perhaps you tell us what's in that vault that you don't want them to have.
the eye of
I
Zoltar.
don't think it much matters. You're not going to be able to get the key from the Wabi Consortium anyway. Those miners are very territorial. I don't think the Flaming Fist is ever going to get it from them either. I know
I
Bradley
have
didn't
no
want us
doubt.
to tell him where it was, but if he wants to go and try to deal with those miners, let him.
I have no doubt that the Flaming Fist will not get the key from them, but do not underestimate us. We have survived things that would cause your hair to turn white and fall out.
You guys are all like what, 20, 30 feet away from Artist Simber, talking to him, right?
Yeah.
Everybody definitely gets a distinct smell. Everybody, give me a perception check with advantage.
I don't know how to play Fantasy Grounds.
Oh yeah.
I
Shit.
smell everything.
Yeah, everybody gets a distinct smell, and it's an overwhelming smell of cooking ham, like roasting ham.
He
And
smells like that?
no, it's not coming from him. It's coming from
Okay.
around him or near him, but around all you guys. And and he says, "I know, friend. They're not being honest with us."
Who says
No,
that?
it's not that we're
Artist
not being
says that.
honest with you. We're not being forthcoming with you because we don't yet know who you are. I don't think we've been deceitful yet.
And if I tell
Alright.
you who I am, and you know who I am, and you understand what knowing who I am represents, you may not want to know me.
Juku will pull out his lantern of revealing and just kind of start scanning the area.
Oh shit. Poor this guy is invisible. Not like by the spell either. It's kind of weird. It's like a camouflage invisibility, like chameleon. Uh, and you see that he doesn't have his sword drawn, but he's like kind of next to some trees, about 20 feet away from Artis, just kind of watching. And he looks like.
Oh, there's another
Wait, does the
person.
lantern or reveal it to everybody, or the wielder of the lantern? How does that work?
Uh, if they're within the range, they are visible as long as they are within the light.
So you shine this
So
light around, and everybody sees. Everybody sees this guy. And that's where the smell's coming from. The ham.
Oh.
And he's got a massive sword on him that's definitely magical. I mean, you can see that it's kind of glowing and
Does is his race native to Chult?
no.
No, I don't think his race is native to
Is
this
this your
world at
friend,
all.
Mr. Simber?
He looks over and sees that you guys have illuminated him, and he says, "Yes, this is my not so stealthy friend, Dragonbait. You can
Dragon Bait. What a
uncloak
horrific
yourself,
name. Do
and
you literally use him for Dragon Bait?
yeah, Dragonbait emits a scent of violets."
Oh, you poor thing.
He says,
I go and try and
Artis
hug
says,
him.
Artis says, "Don't be scared. They don't mean us any harm. At least I don't think they do."
Friend?
I go to try and hug Dragon Bait. I feel sorry for him.
He kind of leans back away from you and turns his head, and then you get a smell of like lemons as you give him a little pat on the back and give him a hug.
I love lemons.
He's like,
It's a handy
need
way to
a
communicate.
comprehend
"It
languages for smells.
seems he likes you."
Aww. Well, come sit by the fire.
So he gets close to the fire and it like dies down a little bit.
Oh,
He's
so
like,
he's cold too?
"Oh, you meant Dragonbait? Oh yeah,
Yeah, Dragon
Dragonbait.
Bait.
Dragonbait. He kind of looks around and he he kind of sniffs you guys as he wanders around the party, and then he looks over at Artis and he says really loudly, uh, "Lemon smell." Really loud, another lemon smell. Says, "Dragonbait seems to trust you. Suppose I should." This takes off his gloves, shows you a ring that he's wearing on his finger. He says, "I have been the wielder of this ring for more than a century. Here I will have it for many years to come. But I'm tired of not seeing my wife. So I've come to Mesro to see if I can find the city of Mesro." He looks over you. He says, "All of this was created by my wife and her friends to protect the location of the real location of Mesro. This is
I
all
knew
an
it.
illusion.
I knew it.
He says, I have yet to discover where Mesro is on some demi-plane or some other place, but it is not in the jungles of Chult that I know of. And I've been searching the jungle in 100 years.
Perhaps it is beneath the jungle.
Perhaps it doesn't exist anymore.
I
Maybe it's been destroyed.
I know it exists because I am married to someone who
Hmm.
is in the city, and I know she is alive. I have spoken to the seer, and she tells me the only way that I can find the true location of Mesro is I have to slay the last Bare.
Mm, and who would that be?
His name is Rosnissi.
Of course. Isn't he like some sort of mythological creature
He would like to call
thing?
himself that, but Rosnissi now is an abomination of a what's left of a agreement with the what are the snake guys called? A brain fart. Uh,
Yuan-Ti?
You want? Yeah.
agreement with the Yante, and his immortality as a Bare has kept him alive.
So he's immortal. How do you kill some? That's like how do you kill a deity? You know, like I just don't think it's a thing that you can do.
That which is dead can never die.
He says, I suspect there are ways to kill even a Bare since there is only one left. The other six have perished. They have
Allegedly,
immortality, meaning they do not age. They are
right?
definitely
Got that.
able to be killed.
Well, good luck with that.
I think if Rasnissi were to get into possession of this Eye of Zoltar again, he could use it to re-control his army of undead.
That would be a shame.
Would it would make my task much harder.
Yeah. Don't know what else to say to him.
Anybody
I
else
don't
have
think we can help him.
any questions, comments?
Nope.
So have we seen? You mentioned hiding from undead. Have we seen any undead in the
Yeah,
time we've been traveling here today?
yeah.
Yeah, we just fought a bunch of ghouls.
That was yesterday.
Well, no, on your way
Well,
you probably skirted around some or something a couple
oh
times.
yeah, he asked us if we were like fighting them or avoiding them. So we've
So you
at
say that
least
this
seen
isn't really Mesro, then what is it? It's not an illusion. It's solid.
them.
Plants
Yeah.
are
And
growing
why are
around it.
there undead
Undead are
here?
wandering through it. So what is this supposed to be then? If it's not Mesro.
It's what's left of Mesro,
Like a shadow of
It's a
Mesro.
defense mechanism.
to stop people from trying to find the true city.
Well,
It
that's
is
just silly.
it is what's left behind when the Bare took Mesro.
What are the
I just said all
Bavre
the
again?
Bari were dead.
Except Rosnissi,
Well,
allegedly.
here, he's the only one here. Are the other ones
Here,
alive?
like
He
on the
doesn't know.
whole world, or here, like Chult here.
Chult. Here,
Oh,
Chult.
okay. What are Bavre again? Like they're
Primordials.
demigods? Oh, primordials. That's
Yeah.
right. Okay.
They're considered primordials. They're Ooptao. It's a it's a they're people that get go through a test to become Bare, and then they gain their
Ooh,
immortality, and they also gain an ability. Like Rosnissy's was control of undead. Some of the other Bare have different powers that control nature and those kind of things. Different light and air, those kind of things.
that's interesting.
But Rosnissy was the one that could just bring back, rise the dead and have them fight in an army. So, and lots of people have died in Chult, so there's a huge amount of undead when he did that. But there's reasons that he did what he did, um, but that's not super important. Artists would say something like, "That is for a drink and water deep, a story to be told over stiff prices and fat bellies in a safe city."
So, what exactly do you want from us?
Just information that the Flaming Fists might have been close to getting into the tomb.
We
I didn't
don't
want
have
to.
any information.
We do, and as you're persistent and obviously not hostile, I will tell you this. There's another city. See if I can remember how to pronounce the name.
Yeah, we mentioned before the mining consortium. Wabi Mining Consortium is searching through the excavation up there, but they're also fighting with the Flaming Fist. I don't think either one of them are going to be able to hold on to the key if they find it.
But I mean, that's
Uh,
just we don't know anything that, like, we don't have any information that he would want.
Dragonbait looks at you guys and he says, "Smells like wood smoke." An artist says, "I suppose you're right, Dragonbait. Perhaps I'll run into you again."
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Since you've been searching around Mesro, have you found any sealed off temples or any sealed off buildings that we can take a look? Since we've given you information, maybe you can give us some, save us some time, trouble wandering these streets blindly.
He says, "Doesn't matter what's sealed off or not. All an illusion in the end."
Yeah, nothing here is gonna be
And he puts his
good for
hand
us.
around Dragonbait and he teleports away.
I don't like that guy.
I'm not sure I like him either. I don't like you either.
And
Nice.
as he goes
Um,
away, you guys smell honeysuckle.
Interesting. I wanted to save dragon bait from him. He's literally using this guy as dragon bait. That's fucked up. We'll have to kill him later. Mental
Yeah,
note.
we'll have to kill him later.
note to self. So has has the Flaming Fist in our excavations or anything? You're telling me that they haven't never found, nobody has ever found anything in the city at all of value.
Oh yeah, they
So why
found
are
all
they
kinds
doing
of
it?
stuff. They found all kinds of
It's
That's
all
a
stuff.
long
fake.
gone.
I found something awesome. It's fake.
Fake.
Everything here is fake.
If it's brought outside of Mesro, it starts deteriorating kind of rapidly over the next year or so. So like that tapestry would probably be rotted out in a year. So you could
So we
like get
just
it and
wasted
sell
it.
it, but eventually it's gonna rot away and stuff. So that's kind of why the place was kind of looted and then things faded away pretty quick because nothing could last and have value for a long period of time. So the flaming
We just
fist.
wasted so much time, like just
I
being
love it.
here. What do you guys want to do now?
Well, now that you know everything in the city is probably fake, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, like what do we do now? Where do
I
we go
mean,
from here?
at least you found out now, right? Instead of spending a week here gathering up all kinds of
Is,
cool stuff, and then
is that door an exception to the rule? Is the door real, the one with the key?
now the door is definitely a uh, a
We
very powerful non-illusion door.
we could
Magic.
take Clar to go see the Aarakocra guy that left us the letter at
Caca.
Firefinger.
The Kirseball.
Caw.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
Kirseball.
that. The Clar definitely wants to do that.
Oh yes.
Flying
Caca, caca.
people?
And he'll
Yeah,
he'll he'll even do the caca, like and flap his arms really fast.
we could go there and petition Ashara to perform the Dance of Seven Winds. This dance, he says, is part of a magical ritual that grants non flying creatures the ability to fly.
Clar's
Caca,
already
caca,
running that direction. Which
caca,
way? Which way? Which way do I go? I don't.
caca,
Which?
caca.
Once we learn how to fly, we could fly from Kirsabal to the other place where this alleged key is that I don't necessarily believe, but
Once we get close, it'll be pretty easy.
So let's take
We
a
had an
look. You
expedition
guys
there a couple years
are.
ago.
You guys are obviously here, and you want to go to here.
to Kirsabal to learn how to fly.
Yeah, that's Kirsabal, that green pen
Yeah,
down there by the
way
swamp.
down south. Yeah.
So you want to go there to fly to there.
I don't know. Nobody else is saying what they want to do. I'm just bringing up things that we could do.
Caller definitely wants to go there because flying.
Because
It's been his lifelong dream.
Yeah, especially for flying, it's going to be really easy to find that other city. I've been down in that way, and there's this huge, like 700-foot tower with a big fire on the top of it, right there at the base of that source of the river. So it'll be easy to find, especially for flying. Sounds
yeah,
like a good
What
plan.
Firefinger is
whatever
easy
we
to see.
decide, I'm with you.
But we
I
don't
just
know
want
if
to
it's like
explore.
we don't know if it's like really teaching people how to fly. Like, how does somebody fly without wings? But maybe Clark can learn how to fly because he actually has the appendages correct for that.
You could actually put a fly spell in your spell book now, can you?
I can, but I didn't because there were other things I wanted more. But even if I learned a spell for flying, right? That's only temporary. According to this thing that we were told, it literally says teach people how to fly, meaning fly forever.
All
Is it magic?
right,
I don't know.
all right.
Maybe it's
I've
fly
got
once, they
canoes.
throw them off at the tower and they fly into the ground.
Well, you
I've got some
definitely.
canoes. We can take the canoes straight down, take the river all the way down,
Uh,
most of the way to Kirseball.
Ooh, I like that
We'll do
idea.
that. Is
that's
Suzuki on board?
that's upriver, but yes, you could do that.
It's fine.
And then it's downriver on this side of the mountain. So you got water flowing this way and that way out of this.
That doesn't make sense.
It's a mountain. Water's flowing downhill, both directions.
I think it would start at that lake down there and flow out. That's how Lake Victoria works. Has a big Nile that runs all
Wait,
the
let
way
me
across
let
the
me look at
continent.
my map. My map has some more stuff on it. Maybe it does. Maybe that is a plateau out there.
The
Me
lake
a
is near
map.
mountains, so it's probably higher
Oh yeah,
elevation.
you're right, Jingo. It does. This is like higher ground out here.
Well, are we going to Kirsabal? Is that what everybody wants to do?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm down for that. I'm
Caller already left like 5 minutes ago.
He's already got the canoe in the water. He's like, caca.
we have enough canoes for all of us?
2 canoes is enough for 6 people, so there's six
So
of you.
Juku will be in one, and the rest of us will be in the other.
And Azaka's like,
I think I can fit in the canoe with Juku or
this
Clar. He might be smaller.
is not my favorite environment. When she gets in the canoe.
Caca.
Me either, Azaka. I am terrified of water. Literally, it's on my character sheet.
Caca. Sorry. Yeah,
I
And
am
Clawler is very
deathly afraid
small.
of water.
I think that's a good spot to stop and give me some direction because next time we play Jungles of Chult, you guys are going to be heading to Kursabal, the famous city of the Aarakocra. Is that how you say it?
Caw.
Aarakocra? Caca.
Here,
Caca.
So
I wonder
we're
what they'll
gonna.
think.
I don't see anybody I want to go raid, so we're just gonna say goodnight. But
Aw.
tomorrow night over on Rob2E's channel, which is Rob2E, we are playing Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. I'll be DMing that over there with Matakuri is in that game. Matakuri, you can get out of here and go to bed. Unless you want to
Oh, night
stick
He,
night.
around.
he's probably already sleeping.
He's probably already asleep. He turned his camera off a while ago. I think he curled up in his office chair. He's like, and then Sunday, we will be doing All Things Fantasy Grounds talk show at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's also on Rob's channel. And oh, here's his information for you guys. All of his jazz, but that's all going to be on Twitch. And then Tuesday, back here at 8 p.m., I will be running Princes of the Apocalypse. That one's getting some traction since we play it every week. It's getting some traction. We're getting deeper into it. And then
Caesar's front.
yeah, and then Wednesday is my day off. Thursday, Marbania runs Deadlands, and then Friday we're back here again with Matakuri running Empire of the Ghouls, Midgard campaign setting. And I'll be showing Fantasy Grounds Unity player version as he DMs that for us. And that's it. Rinse and repeat. So it's going to be 2 weeks before we back on Juggles of Chult, but not 2 weeks before I stream again. So I hope you guys have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you guys later on. See you around. Say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.